You have accidentally marched into the view from the crow's nest. I'm Robert Crowe, and whenever I get around to it, I investigate attacks and surrenders. Our program today, the Civil War ends and ends. Many people erroneously believe that the Civil War ended when Robert E. Lee surrendered to U.S. Grant on April 9th, 1865. Not so. Lee only surrendered the Army of Northern Virginia that he commanded. That surrender took place in Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia. Now, Appomattox Courthouse is not a building. It is the name of a town. Let me see if I can clarify that any. The location of the surrender was Appomattox Courthouse, the town. The term courthouse, 2 words, was frequently used to indicate the county seat. The county seat of Appomattox County was the town of Appomattox Courthouse. And to further clarify, I hope, the county government building was the courthouse, 1 word. The Grant and Lee meeting did not take place in the courthouse building. It took place in the parlor of a house owned by Wilmer McLean. Ironically, Mr. McLean was also present at the beginning of the war. McLean owned a farm in Manassas, Virginia, that was the site of the first Battle of Bull Run. Well, following that first encounter of the Civil War, McLean moved to a quieter place, Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia. The end of the war did not happen on a single day. North-South encounters continued for some months. The surrender of Lee was a psychological blow as well as the physical absence of the armies of the revered general. The battles continued in various areas of the United States as the news was slow getting to the combatants. The 1st Virginia Cavalry, known as Mosby's Rangers, disbanded about 2 weeks later on April 21st. In another touch of irony, following the war, John Mosby served as the Virginia campaign manager for Ulysses Grant in the 1868 presidential campaign. He was reviled by his Virginia neighbors for joining the Union Republicans. His boyhood home was burned. He survived an assassination attempt and faced general public contempt. Mosby was later appointed as consul to Hong Kong by President Grant. Southern General Joseph Johnson and his armies surrendered on April 26th, and 8 days later, the Confederate armies of Alabama, Mississippi, and East Louisiana surrendered. Confederate President Jefferson Davis was captured on May 10th, and the Confederate armies of Florida and South Georgia surrendered the same day. The last battle of the Civil War was the Battle of Palmito Ranch in Texas on May 12th and 13th, over a month after Lee's surrender. The last Confederate surrender occurred in November of 1865, when the Confederate warship the Shenandoah surrendered in England. The Shenandoah was a gunship purchased from England and roamed the North Pacific, attacking whaling ships off the coast of Alaska and capturing merchant ships. Somebody finally convinced Captain James Waddell that the war was over. He gave up the ship on November 6th at Liverpool, England. Want another option to choose the date that the Civil War ended? By Proclamation 15, President Andrew Johnson formally declared the end of the war a year later, in August of 1866. By the war's end, there were 620,000 dead. Well, that's our program for today. Check back often and see if we try this again on another random topic. I'm Robert Crowe with The View from the Crow's Nest.